today is the day. Today is the day I'm gonna start reading It Starts With Us and do a reading vlog. I'm so behind. This book literally came out like last week, maybe like a week and a half ago, and I have not read it yet. Like, I've had the book, just haven't read it yet. I've been trying to find time. Halloween weekend just passed, so I was a little busy with that, but I am so excited to finally start reading this. Before I start reading this, I want to give like my predictions about how I'm going to feel about this book. I'm going to be honest for a second. I did not love It Ends With Us. I felt the writing was a little childish. I'm more of a mature reader, so I felt like this was just kind of, the level of writing was just a little too immature for me, if I'm gonna say that in a very nice way. No hate to the book though. I loved the plot. I loved everything about the book. I just didn't really like how it was written. I didn't like the writing style. But either way, I thought it was really good. So I have the same prediction that I'm not gonna like the writing style of this. She has had time to improve her writing, so who knows? Maybe the writing's gonna be better in this one. I have no idea. Considering I think I gave It Ends With Us 3 out of 5, I feel like I'm gonna give this the same rating. For some reason, I feel like I'm gonna give it like a 2.5 out of 5. I don't know. But I am excited to have more of Atlas because I love that man. And I'm excited to see how Ryle is after everything that happened. This is gonna be a spoiler vlog. I just don't know how to do reading vlogs with no spoilers, so yeah. I'll say spoiler before I say a spoiler, just to give you some heads up and warning. But yeah, I'm super excited to see how this is gonna go. And I really want this to be my last read of October, but today is literally the last day of October. Happy Halloween. So I don't think that's gonna happen. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I have some things to do today. I have homework. I have a doctor's appointment. So I had to go food shopping. So we'll see. We'll see how much time I have to squeeze this into my day. But yeah, let's get started with the reading vlog. Okay, it's a lot later in the day, and I ended up going to Panera. Like I said, I just didn't record because obviously my battery was dying in the car. But I'm on, I think, chapter 5, and so far, I'm not really vibing with the whole, like, Lily being confused and if she should like not talk to Atlas because of Ryle. And I mean, I understand like Ryle would probably like act out if she found out Lily was dating him. It's just infuriating. It's so infuriating that she's like gonna miss out on this amazing, incredible man who literally named like his restaurant after her and all this other stuff that he's done that I can't remember. And now she's just like gonna like throw that away. I also did not miss the letters to Ellen. I feel like they're kind of childish. Like, that's what I kind of meant by like when I said like I didn't like It Ends With Us, because I felt like the writing was childish. I just feel like the letters to Ellen are not necessary. If anything, I thought she should just do like letters to her future self, because like, isn't that why like Ellen like got like her show was done? Like there's some controversy with her or something, and I don't remember, but it's just kind of weird that she is still doing Ellen after something clearly happened with Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know, maybe I'm just making that up. Good morning vlog. I think I read about maybe 4 chapters last night, so when I get in the car we'll talk about my feelings, because I have a lot of feelings at the moment. I'm gonna be saying spoilers from chapters 4 to 8, I think, because that's how much I've read. So just a little warning in case you haven't read that far. So let's recap. Last time we talked, I mentioned how that was really frustrating of Lily to be like, I don't know if I could be with Alice because of Ryle, blah. And then moving on from that point, Ryle still has a key to Lily's apartment. Weird. It's so hard with Ryle because you don't even know if he's actually genuinely trying to be a good person, because like apparently he's been better. And also, I thought the way that he handled the whole, like, Lily saying she's not ready for Emmy to stay overnight with him, I think he took that pretty well, because he was like, when do you think I can? And then she gave him, then he gave her the key back. I'm losing track of the book so far, but I thought he took that pretty well. So, but then of course, I think it was in that same chapter when she read her list of why she got a divorce, and I forgot a lot of the things that he did. Like, I knew Ryle was bad. I remember, like, my mind in the first book being like, I like Ryle, being like, I hate Ryle. But yeah, so I remember that, and then she pulled up the list and I just couldn't remember that. Like, I didn't remember that he bit her. And now she has a scar. I don't remember any of that. I read this book like a year ago, and there have just been a lot of books that I've read since that it ends with us, so I just can't remember that he bit her. I do remember pushing down the stairs. I did not remember him trying to force himself on her. Immediate no. I feel like even though it would have been messy and difficult, I feel like she definitely should have dragged him through court. But it is very kind of her that she's giving Ryle like the opportunity not to go through court and like letting him do it her way, but blah blah blah. Moving on. Then Atlas's freaking restaurant's getting broken into twice now. What's up with that? I keep thinking it's Ryle. Like, I keep thinking Ryle's the one that's breaking into it, because why else would you want to break into it? Then Atlas's mother called. I have no memory of what happened with his mother. I definitely should have reread the first book, but I just couldn't get myself to do it, so here we are. Trying to just refresh my memory, and hopefully the book will remind us of why we don't like some of the characters. I do remember, I think, like, Alice's mother, like, left him. I don't remember, but she called. He hung up on her. I was like, yes, let's go. Then Atlas bringing lunch to Lily, and then Lily shoving him in the closet, and the whole closet situation. And then Ryle being like, oh, I suppose we're getting here, blah, blah, blah. Wow. Wow. Otherwise, I think the book is doing a good job so far. I'm just not really liking this whole, like, Ryle being the reason why Lily and Alice can't get together. And then when Alice was like, why would you let Ryle, like, stop you from having the second best thing in your life? And she was like, well, why second best? And he was like, Emerson. And I'm like, oh. And Lily was like, oh my god, like, that's why I love this man. And I'm like, yeah, girl, like, be with him. He cares about you. Ugh. I'm just getting really frustrated by Lily. Like, anyways, I'm gonna go to Panera. I have a ton of homework to do, and I want to read a lot more today. I have a very ambitious TBR list for November. So yeah, I really need to finish this book, like, either hopefully by tomorrow. But yeah, let's go to Panera and do some homework and read. I don't remember when the last time I vlogged was, but I haven't been reading that much of It Starts With Us. I just keep getting distracted, and I just get into these moods where, like, I don't feel like reading. So I'm gonna sit down right now and read for a little bit before I go to Panera and do homework. Also, little update, spoiler, Lily and Atlas finally have a date scheduled. So excited. Cannot wait for that to actually happen. Although it's for, like, the next week, and I don't know, but, like, I feel like something is gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm still out of breath. I just came down those stairs and I have asthma. Whew. But I'm super excited, and I really hope this date happens, and I just really want them to end up together. Like, I'm just rooting for this man Atlas so freaking hard, and it's like everything is getting in his way, and it's not fair. It's simply not fair. So I'm gonna go make some food and read, and I will update you guys when I've read a little bit and my battery has charged. So bye. But I read so much today. I literally went to Panera, should have done homework, but instead sat there for maybe like 2 hours and just read. I think I read like over 100 pages. Crazy, literally crazy. We're now just bouncing on a water bottle, so because I don't feel like taking out my tripod, so let's hope for the best. But Lily and Atlas were going on their date, and I thought something was gonna happen that would stop the date, and then they wouldn't be able to go on it, and it just prolonged the story and their relationship even longer. But they ended up going on it, and Lily freaking fell asleep. Literally fell asleep, and he canceled the reservation for the fancy restaurant they were gonna go to, and instead he like read the journal of their first kiss. And I also like annotated a few things, so I'm gonna read a few of my favorite quotes that I read. This one is from chapter 9 on page 61. It's Atlas talking about him fighting Ryle in the first book, and he goes, "It's one thing to dislike someone for how they treat me, but it's entirely different kind of anger when the person I admire the most in this world is mistreated." I just thought that was so sweet. Like, I just thought that was just so... Imagine someone feeling that way about you. Page 63, underline, Atlas telling Lily, "I told you my uncle was still alive so you wouldn't worry about me." I just thought, like, this was so selfless of him, and I love this man. This man deserves the entire world. You know, like that audio where it's like, "I'm gonna buy the whole earth," or something like that? That's literally what I think of when I hear Atlas talk. Because this man is just always so, like, selfless and never puts himself first for anything. He was just focused on the fact that he was spending too much time with Lily and how he wouldn't be able to spend that much time with her forever, and that he'd had to go somewhere, and he was going to Boston to a shelter, and he told Lily, like, "Oh, my uncle's like gonna take me and blah blah blah, I can finish school down there, like it's a good thing, blah blah blah." And all this time Lily felt like he had an uncle, but no! The uncle died when he was 9. I just thought that was so freaking wow. Imagine. Oh, there was this paragraph in chapter 10 when Atlas said, "I had fallen in love with her long before our first kiss, though. I loved her more than I had ever loved anyone before that moment. I think I loved her more than I've ever loved anyone after that moment. I think I still might." Someone just take a dagger and stick it in my heart, please. This man, literally this man. And I know he's not real, but he feels real to me. He feels real. And that's so crazy. I just can't. Next page, the next page, Atlas said, "She could sleep the entire way back home, and I'd still think this was the best date I've ever been on." Literally, majority of their date was him reading her journals, and then him writing that "Dear Lily" letter in his notes app, and then Lily sleeping. That was the majority of their first date. And he would still think that's the best date he's ever been on. I just get you a man like Atlas. If you don't have a man like Atlas, that's all I gotta say. But now I'm on chapter 13. I made so much freaking progress. This morning I was on like page 58. Now I'm on 114. Not a lot, but considering that I did that all in one sitting, I'm pretty proud of myself. So now I'm just gonna continue reading and we'll see what happens. So let's just read. Oh! Alice's mother is at the freaking restaurant. What the heck? Atlas has a freaking little brother. She was pregnant when he ran away? So that's what was the guy's name? Tim? I think his name is Tim. That's Tim's kid. Ooh. His mother had been living in Boston for 10 years since Josh was a baby. And apparently they're gonna arrest his mother. And the child's been missing for 2 weeks. And she's more worried about being arrested than she is about him. Some people never change. So rude of Alice's mom being like, "Other than your name, nothing. You were never around," when Atlas asked if Josh knew about him. Like as if she didn't literally kick him out twice. Oh, Atlas just said I'd give anything to reach through the phone and hug her. Literally while he's dealing with his mother and a new brother that he had never even knew existed. Oh, they're both saying how their nights went south after their cute date. Ah! This conversation at the end of chapter 13, where Atlas says, hugs take 2 seconds, you'll sleep so much better. I'll be back here before they even know I've left. What's your address? And she said, you're going to drive 5 miles just to give me a hug. And he said, I'd run 5 miles just to give you a hug. I wouldn't even doubt that man. Like, he's probably not even just saying that, like, to be nice. Like, he probably would run 5 miles to give her a hug. He kissed her. It was a quick peck, apparently, but he kissed her. Oh, I blame Ryle for that. He took what little trust I had left in men thanks to my father, and he stripped me of it. Oh, that hit home. But I think this crush is a sign that Atlas might be able to give back what my father and Ryle took from me. That is really hitting home. No one deserves this man. No one deserves this man. Atlas is talking about when he first got his restaurant and how his friend who he was stationed with, his parents had owned the restaurant before him, and how he fell in love with the tree that was growing in the middle of the dining room. And I lost my spot. Oh, he said, I could say it was the food or the fact that it was located in Boston, but the truth is I fell in love with it because of the preserved tree growing in the center of the main dining room. The tree reminded me of Lily. He goes on to say, if anything is going to remind someone of their first love, trees are probably the last thing you want as a reminder. They're everywhere, which is probably why I've thought about Lily every day since I was 18. But that could also be because I still, to this day, feel like I owe her my life. Atlas's brother is about to come vandalize his restaurant. Let's see what happens. My immediate reaction when Atlas was like, do we have any other siblings that I don't know about? And he was like, just the twins. That was my face when I found out they were twins, and then my face after when he said he was just kidding. I'm almost halfway through the book, if you can see. And it's actually pretty good, I will say. I think it's pretty good. I'm liking this a lot more than the first one. The only thing that bothers me is, like, I still don't like the letters to Ellen. Like, I just think they're so not necessary. If I just should have wrote that to, like, her future self to look back on, whatever. I also just don't like how Ryle is still presently a character. Like, I felt like before I read this, Ryle was just gonna be like here and there. Didn't realize how much he was gonna be involved. But you know, whatever. I'm on page 143, so I'm very close to being halfway. This book is actually not too bad, I will admit. It also confuses me because, like, I don't remember when It Ends With Us came out, but I'm guessing when the book came out, that was the time period. And now they've mentioned TikTok in here. So, and apparently this takes place, like, what, a year and a half after It Ends With Us? So, I just, realistically, I don't feel like the timeline makes sense. But it's kind of cool how it feels like Atlas and Lily are real and they're living now. Like, maybe they are in Boston, who knows? Like, but they feel more real. But it also kind of feels like she's just trying to blend Gen Z into this, and, like, I don't know. It just feels a little weird that she'd mentioned TikTok. I don't think that was necessary, and also I just don't feel like it matches up with the timeline of the story. So, but that's, like, my only thought that, like, is kind of critical, besides the letters. Otherwise, I think it's really cool. And I really like this Josh character. I hope, like, he's not gonna, like, ruin Atlas's life or anything. Like, I hope, like, he just doesn't end up being a bad character. I do have some homework to do because I am going to get dinner with a friend tonight, so I'm gonna go do some homework and maybe read a little more after. I actually am getting slightly addicted to this book, so I'm excited to finish this quicker, or I'm excited to finish this book quickly so I can knock off this book and finally post this reading vlog, because I feel like it's getting later and later and no one's gonna want to watch it. So but yeah, I'm gonna go do some homework and maybe I'll read later. So, peace out, dog. I haven't read in maybe like 2 days. This is so horrible of me. Oh my god. I just can't stick to a regular reading schedule because I do things during the day, and then when I get into bed at night, I'm like, ooh, I want to light a candle, I want to read. It's going to be such a good self-care night. And then I put on my LED light and I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling really tired. And then I'm like, I'll just read a bunch tomorrow. I'm too tired to read right now. And I'm only halfway through the book. People are done with this. Literally just talked to my friend yesterday about it. She's like, oh, I finished it today. What about you? And I'm like, nope. And I have this ambitious TBR list that's already November 6th. I started this October 31st. Why has it been taking me like almost a week to finish this stupid book? But I'm taking a little break from homework because I just did so much, and now I'm gonna read. But my battery's literally gonna die. So I have to charge my battery, but while my battery's charging, I will read and I will update you with where I am. So, see you then. I read so much today, and I think today's gonna be the day where I finally freaking finish It Starts With Us. I don't even want to see how long it has taken me to finish this book. 1 week. It took me exactly 1 week, which I don't think is horrible, but considering I'm feeling really ambitious for my TBR list this month, I don't think we're off to a good start. But let's just catch up on where I am. I literally have very little left. I have very little left in this book, and I am actually really enjoying it. I know in the beginning I was like, I don't think I will love it that much. I love it. I think it's so much better than the first one. A lot of it has just improved, like the writing, the characters, the plot. I think a lot of the story is just so much better than the first one. I do have some new annotations that I want to talk about because the amount of times I annotated. If I could annotate this entire book, I would, but I try not to. At the end of chapter 20, Lily says, "This kiss is hope, it's comfort and safety and stability. It's everything I've been missing in my adult life, and I am so happy Atlas and I have each other again. I could cry." No explanation needed. Then, literally on the next page, chapter 21, Atlas says, "How any man could do that to a woman, I'll never understand. How any human could do that to a human they're supposed to love and want to protect, I will never understand. But what I do understand is that Lily deserves better, and I get to be the one to give her better." Next paragraph, he goes, "If it takes 1,000,000 kisses for her not to think about the scars that surround her heart tattoo, then I'll kiss her there 1,000,001 times." At the end of chapter 22, Lily says, "But several minutes later, the kisses are frantic and we're both sweaty, and I am so completely and wholly in the moment. Nothing else matters to me other than the fact that we're together again, and it's right. Everything about this is so right. I'm exactly where I belong, being loved by Atlas Corrigan." Next chapter, Atlas says, "I remember..." Those are my two cats running around, so ignore them, please. Atlas says, "I remember that much, but I had no idea if he did to you what he had done to me. I hit the call button several times, and when no one came to my room, I somehow hobbled into the hallway with a broken ankle. I was frantic, asking if you were okay, but the poor nurse had no idea what I was talking about." I can just imagine him running with, like, a broken ankle, you know? Then he says later in the chapter, "I thought the best thing would be to put space between us, and then someday I would contact you down the line and see if you ever still thought of me like I thought of you." Lily goes, "Every day," she whispers, "I thought of you every single day." So, I'm on chapter 31 out of 37. I'm planning on just probably knocking it all out right now. Feeling quite ambitious. So, Atlas is about to drop off Josh at Tim's house. Not sure how this is gonna go. I do have like a little theory. At the beginning of the book, Theo told Atlas that he had a little crush on a boy. Oh, that's impossible, because Theo said he had a crush on a boy before he even met Josh. Part of me was like, what if the crush Theo has is on Josh? Couldn't even be true, because Josh wasn't there yet. So never mind, I'm just kidding. But yeah, they're on their way to Vermont to go see Tim. So let's see how this goes. Atlas just told Josh he would have knocked down buildings to find him. This man. Josh just said he doesn't deserve me, does he? He's 12. Thought my cat just ripped down our curtains. Josh is talking about the family tree assignment that he had to do, and he was saying how we'll start with a seedling and then he could draw it with 2 branches. Atlas and Josh's, and they'll be their own brand new tiny family tree. And then he goes, one that starts with us. Oh! I should not have read this much today. This book is too much to handle. Atlas asking Lily to move in with him was the cutest way possible. And now they're talking about how, like, does she want him to, or does he want her to come over and, like, give him a hug? And he's, like, telling her, like, don't you be like, come home and give me a hug. And then he was like, I do, Lily, come home. We are so close to finishing the book. I have, like, maybe 18 pages left. I'm on chapter 35 out of 37. Let's see how this ends. Okay, last chapter. Lily's mom just brought Emerson back to their new apartment, or their new house. No, it's a house. My bad, it's a house. I don't know what that noise was. And talking about how one time her mom and him, like, ran into each other while Lily was asleep on the couch and they were cuddling, and then he, like, hugged her after, like, ran out and stuff. And then she texted him just now saying, I love you so much, you idiot. So, chapter 37. Let's do this. Let's finish this book. I'm so freaking excited. Oh, they're getting married. We didn't even get to see the cute proposal, though. I'm mad. No, I'm mad. We didn't even get to see him propose. And that's a wrap. Okay, let's talk It Starts With Us. I did think his vows were a little weird, though. He kept talking about, like, divorce rates and how, like, vows are broken in relationships, and now he has, like, a 50-50 chance and all that weird stuff. I thought his vows were very weird. He meant well. I just would have been sitting there like, what the are you saying right now? Like, you don't have faith in us? Like, I don't know. I know that's not what he meant, but to me, that's what I would have heard. Overall, I think this book was so much better than the first one. Not that the first one wasn't horrible. It just, I love Atlas, and I wanted him to have more time, and I wanted to see him more as an adult and rather as a teenager, and talking in past tense of him. And the fact that we got an entire book of just really Lily and Atlas changed it for the better. I really think this was amazing. Oh my god, I think I'm just understanding the cover. Like, it's like a water. I think this is a beach or an ocean, because, like, that looks like, you know, when you, like, go to walk into the ocean and it's lighter, it's darker because of the sand. You can see the sand at the beginning. So it's supposed to be like a reference to Finding Nemo, or like we've made it to the shore, so maybe it's like coming down here to the shore. I don't know. That's what I'm just guessing about the cover. Gosh, I think the writing was more mature. I think the first book was just a little childish for me, even though the plot was definitely not childish. I just think the way she wrote it was childish. I also love the relationship between Lily and her mom. I feel like the first book, we didn't really get that much, or at least I don't remember. But overall, this was really incredible. Atlas is such an amazing character. I love that man. Ryle, I guess we'll never know what happens. We'll never know, like, how custody goes with that. And yeah, I loved the whole I loved when Alyssa and Marshall and Lily sat down with Ryle and had, like, that little moment, and they're like, you need to go to anger management. You can't have unsupervised visit with Emerson. So love how they just were like, blah blah blah, and like, get your crap together because we're not doing this for much longer. But yeah, this was really, really amazing. I think I would honestly give it 4 out of 5 just because I love Atlas, and I think I just needed more of him than Ryle, which I really appreciate. I really like how he wasn't really in the book that much. Kittens. Kittens are just the craziest thing in the planet. Loved Josh. I'm so glad they introduced him as a character. I feel like it just makes so much sense considering his mom was kind of hopping from man to man and how he didn't have a brother or like at least any kind of sibling. So I love how they brought him in. I don't know how old Atlas is, so I don't know what the age gap is between them, but I'm guessing like maybe 10. No, it had to have been before he was. Oh, I think his mom mentioned she was pregnant with him, or like when Atlas came to visit or something. I don't know, but it's just not clicking right now. But yeah, maybe like a 10-year age gap, which would make him what, like 24, 25, somewhere around that range. Okay. But yeah, I love this book. This book was so good, so much better than the first one in my opinion. I'm really glad she released it because I needed more Atlas. I needed more cute, cheesy, romantic, hopeless romantic boy of him. And yeah, that is my reading vlog. I hope I did a semi-okay job doing this. It was my first one. It was fun though, getting to like document me reading this book, and this kind of made me read it, even though it took me a whole freaking week. But it definitely made me read it and stick to it. Otherwise, it would have taken me probably even a little longer, to be honest. But I knew that I was doing a reading vlog and I knew how to get it out. So yeah, I had a really fun time with this book. This was just really fun. I'm glad I did this. I have nothing else to say. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope you stick around. And I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye!